Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to the brothers that's teaching this truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect, the 1/3, the sincere listeners. Where Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahweh Shai be in the name of his Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, this gospel is truth, kingdom of heaven, and salvation. It's for the Israelites and the Israelites only, who are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the ones scattered abroad that may look like the other nations, but your spirit resonates with this truth. The kingdom of heaven and salvation is for you. All right. Today's topic is going to be based off of this movie that I watched. I'm calling this one Movie Review, The Running Man. Okay. And I just wanted to talk about, brothers should definitely watch this movie. And I'm going to tell you why, obviously. I'm not going to give it away. And I'm sure brothers probably saw the older one too. I myself need to watch the older one. However, I watched this one. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why you need to watch it. Okay. First and foremost, Esau is going to give it a 6 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10 because we're coming from a spiritual lens. And, IMDb, they're not spiritual. They're idiots. Rotten Tomatoes, they don't know nothing about Guaguan. Maybe Amazon's the only one that got it right still. But even then, they gave it a, I'm giving it an 8. To me, 8 is good. I'm a tough critic. And I don't just give out good rating like that. To me, if you get an 8, you basically got a 10. Because I don't give out 10s like that. It's hard for me to give out a 10. So 8 is good. I barely want to give out a 9. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to talk about certain things that are in the movie and why you should watch it. I'm gonna read it so you get a better idea of what the movie's about. And then I'm gonna tell you why you should watch it. Very spiritual movie. It said, in the near future, The Running Man is the top-rated show on television. A deadly competition where contestants must survive 30 days while being hunted by professional assassins. Desperate for money to save his sick daughter, Ben Richards is convinced by the show's ruthless producer to enter the game as a last resort. Ratings soon skyrocket as Ben's defiance, instincts, and grit turn him into an unexpected fan favorite, as well as a threat to the entire system. Okay? Now, in this movie, all right, you see the surveillance state. Okay, you see the flock cameras, so to speak, on every... I'm just giving out... I'm not going to tell you the whole thing of what happened, but I'm just telling you why you should watch it. They show you that on every highway light, there's a camera attached to it tracking you. They show you that they can take over your car, all right, your EV car that's connected to the grid, and they can stop it for you. They can drive it away for you. You know what I'm saying? They're showing you these things in these movies. All right. Oh, that would never happen. That won't happen. You don't see people's Teslas driving back to the Tesla dealership because people are not paying their car note. The car is just turning on and driving back to the fucking dealership. Oh, that can't happen to me. Oh, yeah, you goofballs. Right? One thing I didn't like about this movie that they push is that they had so this guy, Ben, his wife or whatever is Eve, a black woman, so-called black woman. So they're pushing out that white man, black woman love, and the child is basically a tear. Now I don't know if this guy is actually an Israelite or not or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's what it represents. You see what I'm saying? Because we know these people are on a carnal level. We know these people think on a carnal level. We know the truth, and we know that if you are an Israelite, you can, and you look like a so-called white man, you can deal with Eve. We know that. But what they're trying to push out is on a carnal level, right? So I actually almost didn't want to watch the movie because I saw that. I'm like, yo, look, why is she loving off white man? Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, fuck this. Why are they pushing this shit? But you already know. We already see that Esau, he be pushing that shit. You know, have to have Eve fuck off with Esau and shit. But so be it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I on a spiritual level, I'm like, yeah, that's just the devil being the devil pushing out his programming on Eve and Esau, so they can be together and shit. So fuck them. All right. So I had to burn that out. You know what I mean? But I had to call. You know. So brothers, be warned when you see that shit. But you already know the programming as it is in this fucking place. What else happened? There's a guy. There's a guy in the movie called the Apostle, right? And I'm just like, why would they call him the Apostle? Why would they just say that? Oh, the Apostle, he's the Apostle, right? And we can get that definition. Or I could be like, who was the apostle in Running Man? Who was the apostle in the movie The Running Man? And what did he represent? What did he represent? Right. So I'm just gonna get it for you, brothers, because this is what the movie pushed out, right? In Edgar Wright's 2025 adaptation of The Running Man, the Apostle is an anonymous mass social media personality played by Daniel Ezra. That's another spiritual name. He represents an underground Daniel Ezra, right? Two biblical. Is that the guy's actual name, or is that the actor name? Or is that the movie guy? Let's see. It's a Jake though. Yeah. So it's an actor. So Esau knows what he's doing. That's why I had to look it up. Daniel Ezra. So obviously two biblical names. You already know. But this was the Jake that was the apostle. So they had a Jake as the apostle. Okay. But he was masked up. Okay. So I'm not giving away the movie. I'm just letting you know what was in it and why you should watch it. That's the key thing. Okay. So they had Jake as an apostle. Okay. Which is biblically correct. Anyways. But you people wouldn't know that. You know, but this is for the brothers to watch it anyways. And you people can go and watch it too. See for yourself. All right. He represents an underground truth teller. Now, aren't the apostles truth tellers? And let's see. See if I can get that word and let me just get it in the Greek, I guess. So we can know what that word means. Tools. So we get it. So in the Greek it's apostolos, but I don't think we care for the Greek, right? I'm fine. It says a delegate. Let's just play it, whatever.
Strong's G 652. Apostolos. Apostolos.
All right. Now it says a delegate, messenger, one sent forth with orders, specifically applied to the 12 apostles of Hamashiach, in a broader sense applied to other eminent Christian teachers, our apostles now. They're eminent and prominent men of this thing of ours now. They continued on. They were sent away. Okay. It says of Barnabas, of Timothy, of Silvanus. All right, but to be sent forth, sent away. Okay, so now we know what a messenger, officially a commissioner of Christ, right? An ambassador, a delegate, specifically an ambassador of the gospel, officially a commissioner of a Mashiach. with miraculous powers. Apostle, messenger, he that is sent. All right. So they made mention of that word in the movie as well. What else? Where the guy was living, it was in like basically he was living in public housing, and they called it Co-op City. So that was like basically it's the trenches, it's the ghettos, the projects. And what stood out to me, why would they call it Co-op City? Because even here where we live, we're brothers here where we teach, Toronto or in Ontario, Canada. They call the projects co-ops, co-op buildings, or a complex. But really, co-op. It's whatever they call it, a complex or a co-op. So either or, but they call it co-op buildings. So why would they call his city Co-op City? It's indicating of basically low levels, like basically it's equivalent to Section 8, basically. You know what I mean? It's low, cheap housing. It's cheap housing. But he comes from Co-op City, so he's from a whole city of co-ops, basically, of trench, low income housing, basically. That's what he's trying to say. And really, in that movie, basically they're portraying that he is a Jake. That's the thing about it. That's the fried thing about it, is that this guy really he's living a life of a Jake. Okay, so they show you in the movie with that he's supposed to make video clips and send it over to the game to let the people know that he's alive or whatever. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but every time he keeps it real in the video clips, they get the AI to rearrange his video, and he's like, I didn't say that. So they're using the AI to lie on him, have him do shit that he didn't do, they villainize him, have him thinking that he's this worse degenerate to society, which they're gonna do to the elect anyways, which they're gonna demonize the elect, right? That's what I'm saying. You brothers should watch this movie, man. All right, because they're gonna lie on you anyways. And what he did, he just rolled with it. He just rolled with the punches. Once he realized that they were just gonna lie on him anyways, guess what? He just rolled with it. You know what I'm saying? This movie also shows you that you're gonna get unexpected help. There's gonna be people that believe in you, believe the works that you can do. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm coming from a spiritual aspect from this movie of what I got gathered from this movie. You see what I'm saying? That I'm sharing with brothers, and that's why they should watch it as well. Like I said, this movie shows that people are gonna believe you and take your side and actually side with you, because basically there's a reward for this guy. If you call it in, if you're a regular pedestrian and you see this guy, okay, and you call him in, you can get a reward for calling him in. And then he ends up losing the game because they're going to smoke him. Basically, this game is life or death. There is no, you have to last the 30 days. If you last the 30 days, you get money. So he was doing it to get money for his sick daughter. You know what I'm saying? His wife's working double shifts at a bar, at a club/bar. Eve. So basically, he's living the life of a Jake, but they have him as Esau. That's the bugged out part of it. You know what I mean? Some Jake, they have their woman, work. It is what it is. They're in hell. Your woman's a bartender. She has to be flirting with next man. Now, I wouldn't suggest having your woman being a bartender. I'm not, but that's a lot of Jake's reality. Now, I wouldn't suggest that for brothers in this truth. You know what I mean? But that is a lot of Jake's reality. She's a waitress or whatever at the XYZ club. And they show you that too. You see what I'm saying? So he's living the life of a nigga, basically, even though they presented him as Esau. But I'm not saying he's a nigga, but really he's a Jake. This guy is really supposed to be a Jake, because they lie on you. All right, they talk shit. And basically you could be like, yo, the whole time I'm in the movie, whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, now you know how it feels to be a nigga. But really, they're portraying this guy, he's an Edomite, but really he is, the character is supposed to be a Jake. You know what I'm saying? The character is supposed to be an Israelite anyways. Because he's basically he's under the curses, he's catching hell. His daughter's sick. He's down bad, he's poor. He's just doing what he gotta do. He has a selfless heart. He like he's selfless. He's not selfish. He cares for others. He's empathetic. That's why he keep getting fired from job. He kept helping people, and people kept not appreciate whatever. Jake unappreciated. In this world, Jake does all this stuff, and Jake still goes unappreciated. So basically, it shows you that aspect of it in this movie as well. I'm trying to think what else. There was a surveillance state. They scanned him. I don't know if they didn't really show chips. They didn't show no chip. I can't lie and say they do, but they did show a tracking system, facial recognition. If they scan you, they know who you are. They know they have your whole dossier. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming that this is, but even then, and they show you also in this movie, they call the money new dollars. You can make $1 billion new dollars. They call it new dollars. Why they call it new dollars? Because they're telling you that there was a collapse in the stock market. All right, the money had probably gone to zero. That means they had to restart and make a new currency. So they're calling it new dollars. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got from that movie as well. That they're gonna crash the market, fucking up the market. Inside joke. But yeah. So yeah, they did that. And I think that's about it that I can really talk about. But yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely watch it. It's pretty good. Very spiritual movie for sure. And that's why I'm telling brothers to watch it. See if I can think of anything else. Nah, that's pretty much it still. But yeah, I'm gonna just end it off there. I'm gonna say Shalom. Lord, will you're edified. And to the next one. So yeah, definitely check out this movie. Shalom.